Hello ladies and gents, Ghost here, and today I'm going to be talking about what you can do to improve as a dogfighter. So you guys will know that I'm not the biggest dogfighter when it comes to playing Battlefield 4. In fact, I like to spend the majority of my time in the attack jets, and most of my tutorials are really aimed at playing rounds of conquest in the attack jet and achieving a pretty good score and helping out your team and such. However, a lot of people have been requesting dogfighting tutorials, more dogfighting tips for advanced dogfighting. So we're not talking about being able to simply take people out via having a better speed control or maybe knowing a few basic switching techniques or popping your ECM, but something more than that, something more advanced. And to that end, I have started to dogfight a little bit more in the stealth jets. Now, there are plenty of pilots out there, like me and you, who just want to learn to be good in the jets in conquest games, and I've always been somebody who's really found the stealth jets fun to fly, but my gripe with them has always been that there really hasn't ever been anything that you can do in them. You fly around, you take out the enemy jets, you take out a few helicopters, laser guided, this, that and the other, then you just pretty much get bored. You don't have a whole lot of targets to fire at anymore. The cannons are useless when it comes to anything except enemy jets and helicopters, and it's overall just not the most fun experience for me. However, what is a fun experience in the stealth jets is dogfighting. Now, we all know the attack jets haven't been made for dogfighting, and as such, they're not that great for it. But I think it's really worth it as a jet pilot, even if you predominantly want to play Conquest as an attack jet pilot, to invest some time into using the stealth jet. That's what I've started to do. I mean, I'm maybe not the worst stealth jet pilot on the planet, but when it comes to my speed control with the addition of things like afterburners in a stealth jet, my speed control is much worse than it is when I fly in the attack jet. And overall, my dogfighting skills suffer. So what can you guys do to improve at dogfighting in the stealth jet? Well, I will be bringing you guys a number of tutorials on specific maneuvers like scissors and yo-yos and things like that in the future, but what I would recommend doing is trying to find yourself a good dogfighting server. I'm sure many of you are aware that dogfighting in itself is really like a game within a game in Battlefield 4. There are a lot of people who do pro dogfighting. In fact, the guy I'm fighting against at the moment is Th0ughT. He was introduced to me through dogfight that I record Hunger Games with. He is part of a competitive BF4 team called Th0ughT, I believe, and he flies in the jets. He also flies the scout helis, if I'm not mistaken. So he offered to go up against me and dogfight me for a while. Of course, he completely destroyed me, but it was some really valuable experience that I gained from doing this. Now, the great thing about this for me was that I was actually talking to him on TeamSpeak the entire time we were dogfighting, and that's never an experience I've gotten to have before. I've been in servers, like there's dogfighting servers. This is actually Cleebus's looping station, if any of you are familiar with that, although many of you probably won't be able to get on it because it is passworded. And a lot of the pro dogfighters will reside in there, so I can pretty much hop in whenever I want and say, hey, what's up man, fancy a dogfight, and find someone pretty darn good to dogfight against. Now, the problem is that there are a lot of pilots in there that are in that top 5% of pilots that you will find will just whoop your arse in a game of Conquest. You guys know the ones that come in and they just absolutely wipe the floor with you, and you think, right, I may as well just give it up. I'll just stop flying in the jet, stop getting into the jet, or just switch server because there's no chance in hell I'm going to beat this guy. They're usually those kind of guys, and the same thing happens in there. They usually destroy me, but you don't really learn a lot from that. What you want to do is try to find somebody to dogfight against that's at a similar skill level to you. Now, Th0ughT is definitely better than me at dogfighting, but the difference here is that we were on TeamSpeak, and he was sort of going through things that I was doing wrong, things that I could do better. He even improvised a game at one point called Cat and Mouse. The job of the cat was, of course, to catch the mouse, and the mouse's job was to lose the cat. So essentially, the person who was leading the dogfight was the mouse, and the guy behind is trying to catch up to him. You give the mouse a couple of seconds head start before you start looping after him, and really your goal is to try and stay on him. So we had a couple of rounds of that where Th0ughT was playing as the mouse, and I would try and stay on him. His goal was to try and lose me, and then we swapped around, and he came up behind me, gave me a couple of seconds head start looping, and I tried to lose him. I'm pretty sure at a number of points during these dogfights and games we were playing, he definitely had angles on me, he definitely had the chance to take me out, but I think he just decided not to, just so the dogfight could go on a little bit longer and I could learn a little bit more from it. So give that a go, guys. If you have some mates that are good at dogfighting or play in the jets, or even if you don't, you can always go and try and jump in a dogfighting server and just ask whoever's hanging about in there in the middle of the day, you know, hey man, are you up for a dogfight? I normally find that 90% of the guys in there are completely legit guys, and they're really, really nice. They're always up for helping you out. They're not going to give you any grief. They're always up for a good dogfight. Maybe try and ask them, if you get angles on me and you're able to shoot me, just don't shoot me, just so that I'm able to adapt to the dogfight and get comfortable a little bit more. So I wish you guys the best of luck in your dogfighting. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this myself. Let me know what you guys think about this, if you enjoy this sort of video. Hopefully next time I will actually be able to give you guys some more tips from things that I've learned myself. And if you are somebody out there who doesn't like dogfighting, you just have no interest at all in looping around in an endless dogfight and you just think it's boring, just remember that anything that you learn in a dogfight like this, you're going to be able to take and apply to your attack jet skills within a game of Conquest, and it's really going to benefit you. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.